Hello, hello. I can't hear myself again. I don't know if. Oh, oh, now I can hear myself. Mic check, mic check. Okay, I don't know why this is. I'll probably have to change this. Be right back. Okay, I don't know why this is. I'll probably have to change this. Be right back. Okay, I don't know why this is. I'll probably have to change this. Be right back. Okay. Alright, I think this is better. So I'll put the risk disclaimer, wait for people to come in, and then I'll start. Okay. Can you hear me? Alright. Hello, hello. Hmm. Yo, can you guys hear me? Okay. Yeah, I don't know why it's quiet. Um, I'll have to figure it out later. Sorry, dude. All right, so at least someone can hear me. Uh, I'll just have to speak louder, I guess. But if it's too loud, just tell me. I'll I'll lower it. Okay, so I guess we'll start with BTC because I'm pretty much sure that most people came here for the BTC thing that I was talking about. So yeah, it's good enough. All right, cool. So all right, so to start off, BTC, you know, um, last week we were looking at this pattern and we said that it would be going up, right? So if you look last webinar, I said I showed you guys the pattern that we called here. All right, so this was a very nice 1, 2, 3, and then we were right trading around here, and I said, okay, this is a smaller degree pattern. You should take the long, right? So if you chase that, this was pretty nice. Also, this came in with our dollar forecast, right? So the U.S. dollar was weak, and so therefore, if the U.S. dollar is weak, then BTC USD should pop because this is still this is still a cross, right? This is still a cross. So as you can see, it's BTC USD. So if USD is weak, then BTC USD should be strong. Okay. Now, uh, what is happening around here? So if you look on the bigger time frame, and I'm gonna do that a lot, uh, we're in the middle of a big range. Okay, and when we're in the middle of a big range, what usually happens is we get uh, a long a long correction, a long correction. If we are to go back up here, the clues are going to come by how long this takes. Okay, so the longer this takes to 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 go sideways, the higher probability that this has to go up. Okay, now the big question though is, can you buy here? Yes, absolutely, because and this is why I haven't done any webinars the past few weeks, because there wasn't any updates. Like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, oh yeah, this, there's we're here. Oh yeah, we're looking at many things. No, I'm not the price guy. I'm never gonna tell you, oh, 9.5. That looks like a good entry. No, of course not. I'm not the price guy. I'm the guy who's telling you, okay, this is a three wave. We know this is a three wave. Okay, it broke the previous low, so we're looking for a long. That's all I can tell you. Okay, that's all I can tell you. And I know some of you guys were looking at 9.2. Did it come to 9.2? Close. But still, this, because we broke this low, this is now considered a long. Okay, we get this 1, 2, 3. Uh, didn't break the high on the second move up, broke the low on the third move down, and therefore this is a completed pattern. Now, uh, can you buy here if you have a strategy? Yes. The only thing that I can tell you is that you had to wait for this, because this is highly likely to go all the way down, break the low, and then go. So if you bought in here, you're just a sucker. Okay, you're just, I don't know. You're not a sucker, but like, this is what how wave theory can help you. It's because literally you're we're waiting for it to break the low, and then we know that we have a statistical edge. Okay, and that's all we need. All right, so therefore, yes, BTC is a long. Now, can it break the high here? Yes. Is it likely? No, because again, I told you guys, when we're in the middle of a daily range of a big sideways, usually it likes to go some more, okay, before it goes. But this this doesn't really matter all, because if we buy here and this goes up here, we don't even care if it just really breaks the high, because we're really, we can't lose on the trade anymore, right? We can't lose. At worst, we get a break even. Okay, so that's it. Ethereum. So Ethereum completed some nice patterns here. It didn't go all the way up here, but um, came close, and then it tanked. So we got our 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we got spike, we get a 1, 2, 3, and then we get another spike, come close to the trend line, and now that it's at the trend line, we can look for a bounce. Okay, so this is how we draw trend lines. We don't really, obviously you have to connect some lows, but this is for you, money, is because like, there was a debate on trend lines today. Like, trend lines. I'm gonna show you how you can, where you don't draw the trend lines, like, and where it's fine to draw some trend lines. So obviously here you see, we're looking at a trend to the upside on Ethereum. Even though this is a very sharp pullback, it doesn't really matter because it still came back to the trend line, and this is where we should be looking for buys, right? So this is fine. Litecoin as well. Okay, so if you buy here with the stop near the lows, you're fine, because if you get taken out, it's gonna dip even lower. Okay, but yeah, for sure BTC is ready for upside here. Okay, because again, because we completed the pattern. Okay, so and if you buy and it comes back down a little bit, it breaks again the low. Is it is it really that like, is it really the end of the world? No, because we're still gonna go look for the upside. I'm just saying, like now it's ready to go back up for more. I'm not saying that it can't go lower. I'm just saying it's ready to go back up. All right. Okay. According to patterns. That's what I meant. So that's for the crypto market. Okay, so that was what I wanted to cover here, because a lot of people are asking, oh, is BTC ready? When is BTC ready? Well, now it is ready. Okay, so like this is why I didn't do any webinars in here, because this was I wanted to see how this develops. Okay, but now that it's complete, um, then it's fine. Okay, so again, let's do dollars. So the dollar index is uh, pretty interesting here, because it's spiking. Now, can we really go back to go and this is completed? Yes, maybe. But I you know, looking at some charts, I don't think this is completely done. I would like for it to go back down one more here, and then it can look for upside. But for now, I don't think this is totally going to take off. But this is kind of bullish now. So in the next move to the downside, I'll be looking to exit my dollar shorts and actually take some dollar longs, because this might be a very big pattern that got completed, and now we're looking for the next spike. Okay, so we're looking for spike, sideways, spike, 103, and then again on the daily we get in another color we get, wait, um we get a 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. We're looking at big sideways on the dollar. Okay, so that's it. Now let's do commodities. So oil, we got the down move. So I wanted a little bit more upside here, and we didn't get it. So what I wanted was for this to come at least to here, and then I could be looking for the move down. I didn't get it. Now does it matter? No, because we still got a good entry, right? So we got our entry around this 60-20. So at the very least we get a break even, right? Um, and this is a place where taking a break even is not bad, because we still nailed this long from here, right? So if you're in here, you should be expecting some sideways. And because we're expecting some sideways, yes, scalping is the right attitude to take, but obviously scalping sometimes is difficult as well, because you're like, nah, let me wait for it to come here before I take a short, right? Um, and it just dumps here, and you just have to accept the fact that it dumped, right? You can't do anything. At the very like I said, at the worst thing is that you take a break even. Okay. So yeah, so we get this pattern, and now this is complete according to the way we look at the markets. Then this is looking to go back up. Okay. All right. Canadian dollar is still strong, so therefore we should be expecting oil to be strong. Um, the only problem again is the fact that you know pattern wise this is complete, but market wise this is not looking so good for oil, because again, if oil is tied to the market, then if we're expecting the market to go down, then oil can't go back up, right? UK oil as well. So we got the drop, maybe some more drop, and then we can look for a long, right? Okay, so maybe some more drop, and then we can look for a long, right? So how do I do my things? So let's start out by talking about some basic patterns. So basically there's like two patterns that we always follow. We look for a spike, and then we look for a um, 1 2 3. First pattern is where you don't break the high, and then you come and break the low. Okay, so this one is not the perfect one, but 1 2 3, we don't break the high of the first leg to the downside, and then the third one on the second one, and then on the third one we break the low of the first one. Okay, and then this is called a regular flat, and then we are looking for the next spike to the upside. Sorry, so wait, uh yeah, so we're looking for the next spike to the upside. Okay, so this is a regular flat. I'm going to show you examples of this. There's another one where we get a spike, and then we get this one instead. So we get 1 2, we break the high of the first one, and then we don't have to break the low of the third one. Okay, and then this is just a correction for a spike to the next. Sorry again, just gonna put the right colors. Okay. All right. So yeah. So you break the high of the first one on the second leg, but the third leg doesn't have to break the low of the first one. Okay. So that's what we call a running flat. So you see the differences between the two. Okay. And yeah. So here it would be a running flat, because again, with the second one broke the high of. So we get a spike. We get a 1 2. The second one breaks the high of the first one, and then we get a 3. Okay, so we don't have to break the low. Okay, and then we can go back up. Okay, where do we see a regular? This is called a running flat because we broke the high on the of the first leg to the downside on the second move, and so the third one doesn't have to break the low of the first leg. Now, where do we see a regular flat? Here. Okay, so on the lower time frame, you get a 1 2 3. You break the low of the first one, and then you look for the next spike to the same direction, spike. And this works in the opposite direction. Where do we see this? On Bitcoin. Okay, so Bitcoin, uh, opposite direction. This is my favorite example. So what did I want to show? Yeah, yeah. So I wanted to show this one. Let's go right here. Uh, no, this is gonna take too long. 4 hour. Okay. Let me just wait for this to load. If you have questions, just comment on YouTube and I'll try to answer, or on Discord. So yeah, so this is my favorite one because yeah, this was a massive short. So if you understood wave theory, then this could really help you, because let's say, I did this scenario in my head. I wanted to tell you guys. So let's say you see Bitcoin going to like a million or whatever. Now, how can wave theory help you? It's because look, we go up, you're like, okay, I made 100%, yay, it's gonna go to the moon. Now what happens? We get a huge crash. We get a huge spike in the opposite direction. And now you're like, okay, well, let me wait for wave theory to do its thing, right? So if you're waiting for wave for, you know that this can't totally tank. You know, we can't totally tank. We get a spike. What do we get after? We get a correction. All right. So we can't totally tank. So you have to wait for a correction. That's all there is. You get a 1, 2, 3, break the high, and then you exit here because this is your correction. Now after the correction, what are you expecting? A spike in the same direction. Okay? So even if you were caught in this huge down move, let me put magenta because it's a really pretty color. So even if you were caught in this huge down move, don't panic. Don't panic because after a spike, you usually get a correction. That's just the way the market works. The way the market works. You get a spike, you don't have to panic. This is not going to totally go down. 1, 2, 3. Then, okay, you break the high, then you can exit because then you have a correction that is complete. Okay, complete in commas because you don't, you know, corrections can take many different forms, but this is the basic one. Okay, this is the basic one. All right, now we don't even do backtest. I didn't do I don't do backtest. I do something even for those patterns. I don't even backtest them because backtesting them is kind of eh. You know, backtesting stuff is has a lot of you know, a lot of problems in terms of you know, because you're looking at patterns. Like if you're backtesting a pattern, for sure it's gonna work because hey, look, it worked then. What you need is also to front run them, like basically saying, okay, I'm looking at this. This is why we take pictures of what we have because then I can put them in the front run test because then you're literally saying, okay, I'm gonna test this pattern in the current time, and this is even a this is 10 times more powerful. This is 10 times more powerful. Okay, 10 times more powerful and has a lot more meaning. All right, so if you read Nassim Taleb, Black Swan, you've read this section in his book where he says, guys, I don't care about what happened in the past. I love people that talk about their you know, I love people that talk about what they did in the moment. In the moment. This is why I front run my patterns. Okay. All right. So and if you look at this is a cool trick. I mean, it's there's nothing spectacular. This is just a three wave in here, but look, I can make something really cool happen. I mean, you're gonna understand what I'm doing if you really understand it. But whoops. So if I take this and then I flip it, okay, I literally flip it. I put it here. Okay, so I put it here. You can clearly see that this is the same pattern, but flipped. All right, this is kind of cool, but there's is not it's nothing it's nothing. I mean, it's kind of cool. Even me, I'm like, damn, this looks kind of cool, but you know, in it's just for fun, okay? It's like, but you can clearly see it's just the other pattern flipped, okay? It's just a three wave, but kind of it's kind of freaky that it went down here, it went up here, it went down here. Nah, let's not get into that. But yeah, so you know, this is just the other pattern flipped. All right, so this pattern right here, take a copy of this, flip it, put it right here. It's the same thing. Okay, so if this blows your mind, I'm happy, but it doesn't really blow my mind because this is just a blend three wave. Okay, but magenta is really a powerful color. I have to say that. All right, so yo, let's continue. So again, we said that gold broke the high. So as soon as it breaks the high, what are we looking to do? We're looking to short. So the next move, because the dollar is looking to go down, we're looking for this to come all the way down here, and then comes the big long. Okay, so we get spike 1, 2, 3. I don't think this down move completes this pattern. Okay, I think this I don't think this is the pattern. I think it goes down. This is a bit more complex. So I think it goes down one more, and then boom, there's a huge explosion. Now, what is very interesting is that we did call the rotation into silver. Okay, so if you caught silver and you're still in, this is pretty spectacular because the dollar is going up, but with silver, which is kind of crazy. I mean, I guess silver is a late bloomer, like Travis. Okay, no, this I went too much. I went too far here. I went too far. But okay, so uh, uh anyway, so yeah, we're looking for more upside on silver, I guess. It did break the high here. We said that this looked like a correction, so if you're still in, look to take profits. Palladium is a huge short, so we have to find something on this. I think the next spike to the upside, I'm taking at least one contract. If we get a nice sideways here, this is a lot of money. Okay, this is a lot of money. One contract, I can make 30K. One contract, 30K on this down move. Just saying. So high. All right, so we got the spike up. We were looking for the three wave, right? What do you get? You get a spike, you get a one, two, three, and then you can look for the next spike. Okay, that's basic, very basic. Platinum, boring. Soybeans, I don't really understand what grains are doing here. Um, I got taken out of the long, but it's fine because we still got into a good spot, right? So we had a cushion. Um, Natural gas still dipping, very, not really interesting here. Sugar could go back up, but yeah. Honestly, the commodities market not really interesting except for oil. Like I said, this looks like a completed pattern, so we'll be tracking this a little bit more downside to Brent, and then it's gonna be good for the next long. Okay, let's do the one that we're all really interested in. It's the S&P. So yo, Manny, since you're here, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'm looking at the same pattern. I'm looking at the same pattern as you are. Okay, it's just that I can't like. Let's discuss this. Okay, so let's discuss this thing for now. So because we're still expecting VIX to stay above 10, okay, and this is the most important forecast you have to do. You have to say, okay, well, what am I expecting VIX to do? So with Trump, I'm expecting VIX to break, but because VIX has been with Obama, VIX has been staying below 10 for a while, and as soon as it breaks above with Trump, we're expecting the market to stay in this volatile state. Okay, now you guys are talking about the RSI, so you guys are crazy, man. So because of that, we're expect every time we go back up, we're expecting us to go back down. All right. The meat of the move what happened um, uh, because of Powell and because of NFP. Okay. Now last not last week, but 3 weeks ago when we were here, I was expecting this to give me at least one more down before it goes back up, and this is where this is the limitations of what I do. It's because I am expecting this one more down before I take a long, so I miss these kinds of trades. But it's fine, dude. Like it's just the 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 nature of the thing. Now, do you want me to really show you where I got a signal? The only signal I got, and this is gonna shock you, was in December. It was this thing. Actually, in January. Sorry, it was this thing. You know what this is, right? I just explained it. This is just a regular flat. Now, this is a question for you. Can you guess what event was that? That was? Can you guess which event that was? Puru. Can you guess which event that was? Which important event was that? I'll give you a huge clue. It happened on a Friday. What was the news event? Yeah, it was an FP. Nice. Okay, so yeah, it was an FP. Okay, so the pattern completes. We have a big news event next week, and then bang. See? So, but that was the only signal that I got. Okay. And yeah, then we kept on grinding, but this I never got any signals in here. All right. Now we I do right here. I do have your trend lines, and this is because I'm looking at an exhaustion pattern, right? You saw us drawing some lines like that, saying we can go back up. Now, what mode are we in, right? So listen. Nah, I'll keep this straight. So we're here, right? We did say, okay, guys, it's gonna go back up. Now, when we say it's gonna go back up, we're expecting to break this high, okay? And we can only short when we break this high, okay? Because because you know the market has to do its thing. Like it's gotta build entropy for downside. It can only do that if it breaks highs. Because as soon as it breaks highs, then short orders are getting filled. Short orders are getting filled as the price increases, right? And and then they drop it when shorts are heavily loaded. Then they drop it, right? So again, and we did and Neil said, guys, be careful because they may grind us out. This is why I wasn't chasing any puts right here nor here. I was patient. I get a spike, I get my correction. We can all agree that on Monday this was really thin buying. Okay, this was we chart the inverse guru trade. Your key numbers is whatever guru takes the inverse. Oh man. All right, so we can all agree this was thin buying. Okay, we can all agree this was really thin buying. No strength at all. No strength whatsoever. Okay? So when I did say, "Okay guys, take the MES short," it's because this was thin buying. So so and even if it does make a new high, this is still going to go back down, guys. I'm not you know, I'm not deterred. I'm not afraid. The market is going to to the extreme. It's going. No, it's not. It's not. Wake up. You know, the market goes up, it goes back down. All right, it's just the way it is. With Trump, there's volatility, so we can expect the market to go back down. How down? I don't know, but you know, the only thing is that right now we're in a good trade, and at the very worst we take a break even. And if we take a break even, guess what? As soon as we make another high, 30-30, I'm gonna be short again. That's it. That's all you need to know. All right, let's go. So again, like I said, so overseas market, same thing. UK, at least looking for this 1 2 3. You get a spike, 1 2 3, and then you can get the next spike. So the UK market, same thing, broke the high, so we don't have to break this low, and then we can go. Okay. EU, huge sideways, huge sideways, right? Huge sideways. Okay. So we're expecting this to come back down here. We broke the high slightly, and then boom, before we get the next up. Okay, so same thing on the S&P, right? Same thing on the S&P. I was just not sure if when we come here, do we immediately go down here? But we didn't have it. But still, we're looking for downside to come here, next high, and then next low. That's what we said previous webinars. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. Regardless of if a deal is ready or if a deal is 90% completed, I don't care about that. This is what the chart is telling me. Okay, that's all that matters. All right, FB. So FB, we got the up move that we were looking for. Um, and now I think we get one more down here uh, before we get the upside and the downside. Okay, so we got a nice spike, and then we get a 1 2 3 before the next cycle. Okay, but again, because we're in the middle of a big sideways, we can expect some more sideways in the middle of it. Okay, like on BTC, right? So BTC is in the middle. What do we get? We get a nice pattern in the middle of the range before we get the next up move. We get a lot of sideways basically because there's a big tug of war. When we're in the middle of the range, there's there's big sell orders at the top, and there's big buy orders at the low. So we can expect some more sideways. All right. You're woke. Yes, exactly. And deal is coming. Yeah, for sure the deal is coming. It's 90% point 5 done. Amazon, so Amazon, I have to explain this trade because it was really huge. So basically what we said is um okay, and I have to give a little bit of I have to give a huge shout outs to Neil because he did convince all of us to take a to go big on Amazon. And this dude is just really skilled. His intuition skills are fucking amazing. So, we can all agree that Amazon has made the meat of its move when Powell spoke and when NFP came, right? Now, when is the next trade? Because I don't see any patterns in here. All right, so you have to be a little bit more creative. You have to be a little bit more creative. Okay, look at what it's doing. Okay, so I don't think this is. I'll go on the 15. Maybe it's better. Yes, 15 is actually better. Okay, so let me pull up the S&P chart just to 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 teach you guys something. Okay, so and you can go back on the Discord and see for yourself. So look at this, okay? So we're here. We're saying, okay, guys, on Monday, which was on the 8th, I'm pretty sure the 8th was a Monday because yeah, exactly. The 8th was on Monday. I remember this so clearly. So look at what Amazon did. Regardless of if you see a pattern or not, Neil was already in a big Amazon long. Now I don't see anything, so I'm not really convinced. All right, I gotta get convinced with patterns, with waves, and then I would have been in. But what changed my ideas is you can clearly see what the chart is doing. You can clearly see it was dumping in the morning and then getting raised back up. Okay, here there started to be a lot of momentum. Now, what happened the next few days? What happened the next few days? Dip and then up. That was on the 5th. Dump in after hours and then rise aggressively. Now, what day was that? That was the 8th of July. Look at what Amazon did. It broke previous highs while the market was going down. This was a huge key. This was this was a huge tell. So as soon as this gets done, this is what we call divergence, okay? This is for you, Sung. So without using any RSI or anything, you can clearly see the divergence in charts. If S&P is going down and Amazon is still going up, something is either ahead or something is lagging behind the other. It's clearly Amazon because there was Prime going, there was Neil in a big way. So Neil is also a leading indicator. He's not a lagging indicator. Pretty sure he's getting a good laugh at that. And who was in a big position. So there's all these these things that are telling you guys this is going to go back up. So, and now what is your setup for this? What do you think is your setup? Goes down in after hours, pumps. Goes down in after hours, pumps. And here, if you look back in the Discord, we said 2960, get out of the short, look for the long. Because what happened on this day? You all remember what happened on this day. Powell spoke. Powell spoke. Okay? So so, so and we have to be bullish. He's the most dovish Fed chairman we've had. We have this joke when Powell opens his mouth, it's just a long. Like it's never been a short. Okay, it's been a short once, but whenever he said something, the first candle was up, the next candles were down. I'm gonna show you what I mean afterwards. I remember it clearly. But yeah, we said okay, exit. So if we're expecting the S&P to pump, what are we expecting Amazon to do if it has a lot of relative strength compared to the index? And this is what we call beta in financial theory. If you study financial theory, we're expecting it to pump. What did it do the next day? The ninth, it just pumped. All right. So, and we said look for 2000 Cs, right? We clearly said that. I'm looking for 2000 Cs before the market opened. All right. So, and we know Amazon likes to go on these stretches near the highs. Okay. So even though you didn't see a pattern, even though even though there's nothing clear, all right, this was clear. And again, oh, the last thing, it dumped in the after hours. You can see here the candle, the 9:30 candle opened lower than the previous days, right? 1951, 1947, and we even dumped a little bit. So again, we dump in the morning, and then we rose back up. So I kept hammering, guys, buy calls, buy calls, buy calls. Okay. And then I see a lot of noobs, we know where they come from, who took puts here. I mean, come on. It's because they they don't understand the way the market works. You can't take puts here. Like uh, it's gonna grind some more. You have to wait for the spike down. You wait for the spike down, wait for the 1 2 3, and then yeah, this is fine. Okay, so if you're bearish here, this is totally fine. Okay, totally fine. Okay, so you take the break of this high. Okay, all right, with stops right here. You take this is perfectly fine. Okay, perfectly fine. Should you hold it? Maybe not. Maybe not, because maybe we're going to grind back up. But the trade is not bad. Where you got in is not bad. The setup is good. Is the trade gonna work? I don't know. I don't know. I only this is why one of my rules in the chat is literally, we give you guys the setups. We don't trade your accounts, right? We don't trade your accounts. We just give you the setups. Okay, so this is a good setup. All right, so this is it. So that's for the S&P. So I don't know. We'll have to see. We're in shorts from here. And honestly, they're gonna have to take me out. So come at me, bruh. Come at me. They're gonna have to take me out. Yeah, I hope he does. I hope he does. He's gonna watch my video in jail. Okay, so let's go. So like I said, FB, similar forecast as the S&P. Nothing has changed. We got the up. We're looking for the down, up, down. Okay. So that's it. Amazon, same thing. Down, don't break the low because it did break the high, and then and then we're gonna go for that 2.2k, that 2.2, 2.3k that Neil was talking about. But I do think that we're coming back down for one more before we go back up. Okay, just based on you know waves, just based on the waves and the current president at our head that is pretty volatile, and we have to respect that, right? We can't just be crying, oh, it's Trump's fault. No, that's just the little man that does that. Come on, we gotta embrace the volatility. Okay, I'm sorry if you're hearing this car, it's honking. So again, Netflix. Okay, Netflix, same thing, guys, same thing. So if you're long Netflix to oblivion, it's perfectly fine. Now, where do we see a setup for a short? Here, everybody's going crazy. Again, we get the spike, and then what do we get? We get a 1 2 3, break the high, and then bang. Okay, so that's it. We get a spike in the opposite direction. Do I freak out? No, I can always exit on the correction, because again, it's very unlikely this just does that. We're not trading dries. We're not trading dries, okay? This is the SSC. Okay, so we can expect because it's a very liquid stock, we can expect um, it to go back up, create a nice correction, and then we have firepower for the downside. Okay. Okay, great. So yeah, so these are the lines, right? I don't want to see anybody doing some stupid triangle shit, right? Like, come on. You do this in my room, you get kicked out. Immediately banned. Like, what is this? What is this? What is this? If I see that you do this, I don't even want to teach you anything. Like, this is just pure crap. All right? Stop with that triangle. Keep it for the BTC market that just cares about stupid triangles instead of real patterns, man. Come on. Yo. Sorry, that was my rant. So again, we're looking for downside on Netflix, but like we said, this is looking for this gap and crap pattern that we got 3 ERs ago. So here, bang, we got the upside, and then we got the downside. Because here we were still looking for the downside, but how did we get this? We get it in the form of manipulation. Okay, so they spike it up and then they tank it because we were bearish in those times in October basically, right? So yeah, same thing here. We're looking for a gap up on ER, and then we exit the current shitty trade that we're in. Shoutouts to Josh. Not I love you, Josh. I'm kidding. But we next time we're gonna get this ratio diagonal that I talked about. If we had gotten a ratio diagonal here instead, bro, we would have banked so hard. Telling you, bro, this was the trade, the ratio diagonal. And then as soon as we get that, as soon as we get the upside pump on ER, then we can look for downside. Okay, so we get more correction, and then as soon as the S&P pattern is going to be completed and blah blah blah, we're going to be able to go back to retest the highs. Okay, but the more sideways you get, the better it is because the more you know the better it is for longs, right? Okay, let's do Apple quick. So Apple, same thing. Nothing has changed, but because Apple is not near it hit its highs, while Facebook, Amazon, MSFT all have been, I'm expecting this to dump and then actually to get pumped on ER. Okay, so Apple is looking bullish for ER as well. Well, actually, is looking to go up on ER, and then is gonna go down after. Retest this, and then yeah, you know the drill. If you've watched my previous webinars, you know this is the same pattern as the other stocks. All right. So is this what's gonna happen? Maybe not, but this is the one that we're looking at right now. Okay. MSFT. So MSFT is grinding to the upside. There's nothing really interesting here. Just short some calls. If you inverse the guru trade, then you're doing pretty fine here, right? But if you really want to go for the next long like this, you have to wait for a consolidation near the trend line and then take a long. Okay, so Manny, this is for you because I'm pretty sure the other guys know already. But we use trend lines for two things: to look at patterns. Like here, you can definitely see that I have my trend lines to highlight the three wave. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Uh, but we also use the trend lines because as the stock is trending to the in a direction, where do we look for the next for the next for the next spike? Let's see, you're here, you're like, okay, well, Dragos told me to wait for a pattern before I buy. All right, so you wait for the pattern near the trend line. If you pull the trend line right here before because you were connecting these dots, it's still it's fine, but here you didn't get the break of the low, right? So you have to wait for this break, and as soon as you get the break and the upside pump, you can go back in. All right, so here you have to wait for a pattern to go. You have to wait for a correction near the trend line, and then you can take the next long. The best idea I can show you, and it's clearly in my previous webinars, you just have to find the webinar where I talked about this AMD long that we called out. This is so classical, it's stupid. All right, so this is so classical. There's nothing else to add. So basically, you see this low, you connect this, and then you get the nice 1, 2, 3. Bang, we said, okay, guys, look for the breakout, right? It went up here, came back here, but it doesn't matter. This is still looking ready, and then bang, it exploded, came back down again, but then it took off, and we made some good money on this one, right? So this is why we use trend lines. It's the time when the correction is likely to be complete, right? That's it. Or the correction themselves, all right? But sometimes I just draw this. Right? I don't have time to write A, B, C, D. A, B, C. I don't have time to do that. And it's just cluttering all my charts. Okay, it's just stupid. All right, so this is why I don't do Elliott wave, because it's just so much time wasting when simple patterns work. Remember, uh, you know, you have to, as a man, and this is just some hocus pocus knowledge that I'm going to tell you, some philosophy. As a man, you have to know what your values are, right? My values are very, very minimalistic. Like when I go to the gym, I do barbell work, nothing like too fancy. All right, I'm very minimalistic in my training. I'm very minimalistic in my life. I don't really see myself owning a house. So same thing in the market. I don't have time to write like A B C everywhere, like X Y Z 1 2 3 4 5. Like come on, dude. And then I have apparently they have to change it because the next move just changed their whole thing. Like I don't have time for that, dude. So just focus on the basics, man. Focus on the basics. When you start trading, you focus on the basics, and then you get into this deep sea of knowledge where you have to just jump in and learn as much as you can. You have to learn as much as you can. So I was going through like Ichimoku, I was going through like moving averages, but it just didn't seem to work. And then I got into this thing, and then I was like, damn, this actually works really well, and I just stuck to it. I threw in everything else, and then I just stuck to it and perfected it. I have no problem for people trading moving averages, right? If Neil tells me, hey, my strategy is based on moving averages, I'm like, great, because he's a profitable trader, right? I can't deny the fact that he's making money, so I can't just, and he's one of my, you know, he's the goat, dude. So I can't say, oh, like I can't tell, if Neil says, "Oh, I'm trading moving averages," I can't say, "Yo, it's bullshit." No, because he's making money. Right? He's someone you want to listen to. But I have my own niche, and I focus on this, right? So what I'm saying is, okay, near the trend line, we're looking for this pattern because we know this. One thing you know for sure, 100%, is that this is not a pattern for downside. This is a pattern for upside. Now, how do you time it? Again, the trend line. As soon as we come to the trend line, this, statistically speaking, is good enough to be completed. Okay? All right? So that's it. Okay, so yeah, I can't tell I can't tell ATVI I have patience. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we'll do ATVI right now if you guys want. I mean, so the forecast is literally look for uh okay, so just so everyone knows, when I put my lines, I don't put them like here, right? So I don't start my line here because this is still part of the huge down spike we had. So if this is part of the spike, you can't say that you have a correction when the thing is in a spike. It just doesn't make sense, right? So you start the line here, right? So this is a spike. This is a 1 2 3. Okay, you get a 1 2 3, and then you should get more downside. Okay, do we think ATVI is going to tank to 34? I don't think so. Now, is there another pattern that shows you reversal? Yes, it's called fuck, how is it called? Damn, because I swore my video is gonna get demonetized. No, I'm kidding. I don't. All right. It's called damn, I don't remember, but it's basically this pattern where you have this 1 2 3 4 5, yeah, and then you can get a three wave afterwards, right here, before you take off. Okay, so this is one of the patterns we have, and this you can clearly see on Baidu. So So when we were here on Baidu and we were trading back in the 200 level, there was one of them created right here. Yeah. So this was one of them. Okay. Then you give me the you get a 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5, and then you get a 1 2 3, and you take off. Okay. So this is one of them, but it doesn't really matter. So this is what we can expect on ATVI. There's two options. The thing is that we know that gaming companies are very low. It's because we get this down move, we get a spike. What do we get on EA? We get a huge correction. Right? This is a correction for upside. Okay. Now, if you chase calls here, it doesn't matter because yes, you're gonna lose on this trade, but you know this spike is coming. All right, 120 is on the horizon, and that's what matters. All right. Yes, exactly. So ATVI as well, because it's just that uh, yeah, it's just that this time it's just, you know, we don't want to miss the spike that's gonna come on the gaming stocks. Like for sure we're making a gamble because right now, gaming companies don't really have anything to do in the summer. We understand that, but we also know that we can't miss this trade because it's still a huge one. All right. Anyway, it's just my 2 cents. Google. So Google, we're clearly looking for the retest of 960. It's pretty much on the cards right now. This is this is uh this is classic waves. Okay, so this is classic. Okay, so we're looking to retest this low, this low which is at 970. Okay, so yeah, when is it gonna come? Maybe on ER, which is likely. Um, but yeah, we're looking for downside soon. Um, so we'll be looking at spreads on Google. Nvidia, I said look for the long. So yeah, Nvidia is a good one. Oh yeah, Nvidia. If you were in the chat, we said this looks to be good for upside. I think Neil remembers. We said spike, we get a huge correction to the downside. We see spike, correction down. We said, yo, let's get some 160 weeklies. You remember that, Neil? 160 weeklies. Bang. We get out. Oh my God, is this the other Neil? Is this the other Neil in the other chat? Oh man. All right, so yeah, I think you guys remember this trade, right? So 160 Cs, we get out here. We're all happy because we flipped some 60 cents contract for 220, but then it continues exploding, and I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure Neil is gonna bank like fucking 10K, 100K on this trade. Like, I'm like so sad. So again, very simple. We're looking for some more sideways here, and as soon as we're gonna be near the trend line, if we get a nice correction, maybe another break of the low here, we can get another upside move. Okay. So yeah. All right. So that's it. Now AMAT, nothing interesting here. Got rejected off the high. Oracle, I'm gonna skip these because they're not really interesting. Twitter, pretty nice cup and handle pattern that we called. So if you were long here, start taking profits because this is purely an ER trade right now. If you were long here when I gave it out, yes, just start taking some of the profits off and write like one or two calls, right? Solid 60% trade on the August 40 Cs. And yeah, we're looking because this is a clean, yeah, and this is something else that I wanted to talk about. Like this is a clean cup and handle pattern. This is a nice cup and this is a nice handle. All right. Now now is this the same on Amazon? Like I don't think this is a cup. Like this doesn't look like any like this doesn't look like that. Okay. This is just a spike. This is just a down move. All right. Anyways, just yeah, it's just my thoughts. INTC still a nice pattern for upside. We'll be looking for downside soon. Adobe as well, downside, pretty high. So at least you get a spike to come here before the next up move. Right? Like I said, running flat. So that's it. Now, anything interesting here? Mm, maybe Baba. Baba in the middle. We'll be looking for shorts on this soon because yeah, the Asian markets, we all know it's gonna collapse. So at very least, we can get Baba back down and break this low. Okay, so Baba might go back up, but yeah, HSI is not looking great. HSI is not looking great at all. All right, I don't want to miss this trade. So this down move looks exactly like the one we're having right now. All right. So this is a nice nine. This is 10 years upside, 1 year total crash. All right. I like your strategy. Yeah, I like my strategy as well. You should rename round. Neil taking off. All right. So yeah. So we're looking at this down move on HSI. It's gonna come. Be ready. All right. And for the guys asking me about Baidu, this is still a nice pattern on the daily. But man, this is horrible. Like, does this show any strength? Not at all. This is not strong at all. This is just more upside for more tanking, to be honest. And literally last webinar I said, "Yo guys, look for the short on Baidu," and some dude the next day literally shows me, "Hey Dragos, thank you. I made 900% on the Baidu short." I'm like, "What the fuck?" I didn't even remember saying it was it. But some dude made 900% by watching one of my webinars. So I'm happy for him. Congrats. Um, again, thoughts on UNH? UNH upside. Yeah. So UNH very difficult short right here. Okay. So like I said, some of the patterns, some of the moves, very tough to play. But then you get the 1, 2, 3. Like I said many times, you get the spike. We made money on 240 Cs with Neil, but I don't know if you were trading that, but we were short right here. Okay, we were short right here, and yeah, we made some good money. But I didn't take this long. I should have. But I was more interested in Hum, but I didn't even take Hum, nor did I take CVS because I think back then, yeah, I think we were more focused on Amazon, to be honest. We were more focused on Amazon. But if you watch my previous webinars, I did say buy Hum here. Okay, so if you're in Hum from here, you're pretty happy. Yeah, you're pretty happy. It's all in the previous webinars. If you have patience to find it, go ahead. But yeah, I can pretty much I can pretty much tell you that it's in the previous webinars. Okay. Uh, so again, this is for you, Manny. Again, trend line. Boom. You get a spike. You get a correction. 1, 2, 3 completed near the trend line. Okay, you have enough entropy, enough firepower to go back up. Okay, so that's it. That's solid. Yeah, it was a straight line down, just like J&J. Like we said, you can look in the Discord. Like we said, guys, this is gonna be a short to complete this 1, 2, 3, and then it's gonna take off. That's why we're in 150 Cs. So this is a very clean 1, 2, 3. By the way, shout outs to Neil Patel because yo, this guy shorted this good 10k percent. So, but it completed a pattern, and we got a spike up. I know Neil was interested in some leaps here. Um, I didn't get in. Um, and now we're getting a 1, 2, 3, and as soon as higher time frame pattern is complete, we get a spike. Let me put my power color right quickly. Power color. Oh yeah, this is great. This is great. Okay, so power color. So now the spike is magenta. You're not Guru. I hope he's not. Anyway, whatever, dude. All right, yo. So anyway, so yeah, GNJ 150 leaps. Uh, very high chance of breaking the all-time highs. All right, so get in. They're dollar 10, $1.20 we paid for. A huge trade is J&J long. Okay, so this is complete. We're looking for a big upside. Um, let's do Caterpillar. So Caterpillar, there's nothing to add. This is pure perfection. It's been very clean since even here. Okay, let me hope TradingView. Okay, so even in here, it was really clean stuff. We get a 1, 2, 3. Pattern is complete. We get a power spike. You get another spike here, but I'll show the correction in yellow, right? Yeah. Okay, so you get a 1, 2, 3, and yo, you can go back previous webinars. It's been perfectly forecasted. Okay, so we broke the high here. So as soon as we broke the high, do we have to break the on the second move? We break the high. Do we have to break the low on the third move? No, we don't. And actually, we don't. We don't break it. Again, another sign of reversal, guys, is simply, and this is purely candlestick charting, but again, like I said, candlesticks come last. Candlesticks matter the least. Yeah, the least. Sorry for my English. But here is another. So you know we're close to the low, right? You know we're close to the low based on patterns. Now, how will they manipulate people near the lows? They're gonna drop it and pump it. How do they manipulate near the highs? How do they manipulate near the highs? They pump it and then they drop it. Okay, so this is purely purely manipulation slash candlestick charting. Okay, near the lows they drop it and then pump it. All right. Again, another example of this, near the lows, and you all know what they did here, right? Near the lows, you expect this to create a 1, 2, 3. All right, so we did see this move up. Josh remembers that because he was the only one trading in the other room back then. They drop it near the lows and then they pump it. You can clearly see Amazon here opened lower. It opened what 70 points down and then came all the way back up. Okay, because we were near the lows. All right, and then they near the lows they drop it and then they pump it. All right, so just remember this one. Okay, so what is the trade on Caterpillar? It's just to take off. We called Caterpillar around 122, and it's still going great, right? So we made some good money on this trade. I had some 130Cs for July. I made some really good money on that. But obviously I made a lot more on John Deere because this just went up every day, right? So if you took this long from here, I've said it time and time again. This is over. This is complete, and we're looking for all-time high break. Right. So if you've been following me, if you've been watching my webinars, you understand after this drop that we had, I clearly stated I'm looking for an ATH break. That's why I'm in 200 Cs for all-time highs. Right. This is my favorite company right now. And if you go out in Montreal right now, all you see is just construction. So we got fundamentals playing on our side, and this is my way of doing fundamentals. And if you've read the book One Up on Wall Street by the money manager that was trading for Fidelity, what was his name again? Uh, I don't remember, but anyway, if you read the book One Up on Wall Street, he does this fundamental analysis instead of like for sure he was looking at at balance sheets and all that stuff. But he was saying, oh, you have to look at the business from, can you see it around you, right? I can clearly see more construction in Montreal around me. So CAD and DE, it makes sense when patterns are complete, when fundamentals are out there, so much construction, you have to go long construction companies. It's just a must. It's a must. Okay. So yeah. All right. So that's easy. BA is not so easy. So we did get this up move. We made some good money. But after this, I wasn't expecting this sharp down. It's just part of the game. But I'm still bullish on it. How will we be trading this? Obviously, again, you know my style. I'm waiting for this. 1, 2, 3, up. Okay. All right. So that's very simple. Yeah, that'd be great, Neil, man. That'd be great. That'd be great. I'd love to hear your sulky voice. And guys, stop posting some cat memes. If you want to post some memes, you already know which meme we should post, right? Post the sheep meme. Alright, so look at 1, 2, 3 and then go. Always 1, 2, 3 and then go. That's my thing. Again, Comcast because I haven't really talked about this, but broadcasting is pretty hot. So we have to keep an eye on that, but it's not really that tradable. I don't see a way to get in, but if we do see a nice setup later on, be after the next probable down spike on the S&P, I think we should get into some broadcasting companies because there's huge momentum in them right now, right? So yeah, that's something to keep an eye on. LMT, huge short. Okay, so I think we press on some stupid 300 C's for like, I don't know, September or I don't know if August, but yeah, I think we get some 300, some super OTM puts, and we say that we play this pattern. We play this pattern. Okay, we play this one. Knock is also coming off the highs with some nice weakness. Okay, so I think we should be looking at shorting LMT here. IBM, nice bounce, gonna come back down. Triple M, nice call by Neil, but very difficult stock to trade. I do see what Neil saw. It's just that, I can't trade, as soon as it pulls back right here, I just can't trade this. It's just not my style. And again, we were in Amazon instead, so, it's fine. Nothing interesting here. Oh, T is still looking strong, but instead of T, we should have been in TMUS. Like, come on, man. This was a clear pattern, right? 1, 2, 3, and I literally said, oh, we should use TMUS as a, because if TMUS goes up here, we'll be making money on T. Is stupid because yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Like T is just it it's just one day away from like a deal where it just gaps up to like 35, 37. It's just one day away. But is it gonna happen? I don't know. It's just one day away because T is just a huge long on the monthly. You can clearly see that. Nice pattern. Nice pattern here. And this took like from 2008. So we're looking for upside. Big upside. XRT, like Neil said, upside. Maybe a retest of the lows, but still bullish. Nice 3-year correction, looking for a break of ATH soon. Okay, so the spike in 2018 was a must for XRT to be complete, right? 1, 2, 3. So the downside was a must for this to take off. Okay. So you can look at some of these stocks. I'm not going to go through them because it's going to take some time. Yeah, nothing interesting in there. KSS was a nice trade that we had. So yeah. So nice sideways action here. And then we take, it dips, it dips, it dips. You get a spike, you get a 1, 2, 3, and then you break out, you chase the Momo. Okay, you chase the Momo. All right. Okay, again, banks. I can show you again. This one was a very nice one that we called the 123. And again, these are what I call using comparative analysis. Okay, so there's something in finance called comp analysis or comparative analysis. Is basically mostly used in real estate. I don't do real estate. I know Neil does that, but you look at houses near the area to give yourself, uh, you know, you know, an approximate for how much you should put on the house that you have, right? Whether it is a good approximate or not is not really important, but you can clearly see that okay, you don't know what the S&P is going to do, all right? But if you have a pattern on banks, then this if you have a pattern on banks that is complete and that is telling you, oh, we're looking to go back up, then it's not likely for S&P to drop if banks are going up. So when was that? The 25th? What happened on the 25th? We were here. Okay, so the market was actually dumping and this was the low. Okay, so this was the low. So yeah, so on that day we said, guys, look, this is a completed three wave on XLF. And what was the catalyst there? It was CCAR. Okay, CCAR stress test. So we were long some JPM calls, some MS calls, and we made some really good money. I made 500% on JPM. All right. So we bought JPM at 108 right here. We bought it at around here, and then we sold it on the break of the high. Okay. So that was amazing trade, amazing trade. Uh, but yeah, so this is a way you can use comp analysis in your advantage. If you see a pattern on XLF being completed but not one on S&P, this gives you a clue that the S&P is likely to go back up. All right, all right. So yeah, again, and another one, and another one. XLV. All right, XLV 123. Where was the market there? 31st of May. Where is the 31st of May? When was the 31st of May? Bang, right at the lows. Okay, so lows for them hoes. All right, lows for them hoes. Curls for the girls, lows for the hoes. Anyway, so you get the XLV pattern, the three wave that I just showed on XLF, and it's telling you, hey, we're looking to go back up. So again, this is comp analysis. You can use the sector to your advantage. Now I know healthcare is not I know healthcare is not the market, but it's part of the market. Okay, and if XLV is literally telling you, hey Jagos, this is a pattern completion for this to break here, then this gives you a clue that S&P is likely to go back up. Now here, what we should have done is basically because it was grinding to the downside. Now I was still in my ES long and I was hurting, but what we should have done is basically look for buys near Powell's speech. Okay, and this is one thing that I wish I should have done is basically just wait for Powell to speak and actually take positions the day before or actually the day of. Okay, because it's a huge catalyst. All right, so that's it. Now XLV is looking to dip back down, but um, I think that J&J is still going to be robust. Whether the market is goes down or not, I'm still going to keep the J&J leaps. I don't think this is um, and just look to hedge it with S&P. I do think J&J has all the ingredients it needs for ATH breakout right now, basically. So that's why I took some leaps. Okay, but I didn't go big. I took 3 contracts. Okay, and I'll be looking to average down or whatever if it comes back down. Okay, but I do like the J&J leaps a lot here. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so that's it. Now, nothing interesting here. BKNG still a long, but not really tradable. Lyft had a nice drop and came back up when we were looking for IWM. So yeah, so again, IWM has these nice rotations on Friday, but now we're looking for downside here. Okay, so same thing as the S&P. You get a nice 1, 2, 3, and then you get an up, and then you get the down. Okay, so it's the same pattern on all the charts, all right, on all the indices, except for the Dow Jones. So Dow Jones is more of this expanding pattern right here. Okay, but uh, but it's still gonna drop. Okay, I'm still looking for a drop. So that's it. Uh, yeah, these stocks are not really interesting. Shop, wait for the three wave before you buy for sure. This is likely to come back down here before it goes. It's just classic stuff. Roku, I guess some people want an update on that one. It did go back up. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's just it's still going. It can still go. Obviously, I would like for one more drop. Maybe I'm not gonna get it, but if I do get it, then I'll be able to take some calls. SQ, we were long here. We closed our calls around here, around the 74 area, but it did go much lower. Actually broke the high here, so this correction is over. And yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah, I mainly followed this stock because Josh told me to. Um, and yeah, it's still going strong. By the way, I know a lot of people who took some puts around here. This is just because it's something goes up like that, and they're like, oh, RSI is above 30, guys, above 80, guys. RSI above 80, above 90, it doesn't mean anything. This is just a spike. Right? And many people got burned. Same thing on Amazon. Many people got burned. You have to wait for some downside momentum. Okay, now that the market is going down, now that you see that SQ is breaking more lows, just take the next flag. Okay, but wait for some downside. All right, one of the best rules I have in the market and in my life, I never like to be first. Never be first. Never be first. Always be second. Be content on being second. All right, don't be in from here. You're just a sucker. Okay, if you're in from here, I congratulate you, but I know you're gonna blow up your account in the near future because you're just trying to find tops, and eventually, if you try to find tops, you're just gonna end up blowing your account. It's just the way. I'm sorry to be very blunt and honest with you guys, but it's the truth. You try to find tops and find bottoms, you're gonna get out of the industry real quick, real quick. Anyway, so you see some downside, and now the next flag breakdown, you can take it. Okay, but don't be the guy who takes a short from here, right? Because especially on a stock like SQ. All right, now you're like, well, Dragos, you took a short on Roku around here. What are you saying? You're saying bullshit. You took a short around here at 103. You're saying bullshit, right? Yeah, Roku is looking the same. Yeah, it's because I saw something. When you see this, what does this remind you of? It reminds you of the same way Roku dipped back down the last time. Look at this. Look at this. All right, you see Roku takes off, then goes into this grind. All right, look at this and compare it to this. Don't you think it's similar? Don't you think this is similar to that? Okay, it's pretty damn similar. What did Roku did the next time? It dumped, right? So, you know, I didn't catch the ultimate high, but I had a reason. I had a good reason to take it. Okay, it's because last time it dumped like this, and we were looking for the same thing. Now SQ, you literally have a pattern right here that gets completed, and you're looking for a break of this high. All right, so just wait for that break of this high, then you have some downside Momo, and you have a good R2R setup. Okay, good R2R setup. All right, so let's cover CVS because we talked about it. Obviously, this pattern got completed and then it took off. Just Regrets on this one because we did see the long, but we didn't take it. It was a lot of money. We'll get it next time, I guess. I guess we were too focused on other stuff. And yeah, healthcare just slipped through our eyes, but it's fine. You can't be in everything. Like I was, yeah, I was pissed at that, but it's fine. Hersey, this is for Neil because he loves sugar. Long. No, I'm kidding. BYND could pop for the next high, so you can see the it completed a pattern and now it's looking to grind back up slowly, slowly building its way before the next upside. All right, fake meat is gonna take over. Okay, nothing on the staples, nothing on the nothing on here. You know, utilities always boring. XLV, nothing interesting here. Can this be a three wave? Yes, but we're also at the highs of potentially a bigger pattern, so you have to be careful. All right, you have to be careful. When you're around highs, you have to stop looking for that, and you can clearly see there's also like a potential head and shoulders. Okay, so if there's more sideways here, we can look for the next short. But I still think J&J is a good long because if we're wrong and the market goes back up, then J&J is just gonna explode for sure. XLF. Um, so XLF after the bank's earnings, you can look for the short to go back down here. Kind of sucks that WFC didn't move as much as GS or the other banks, but that's just the case. And we have to respect it. Chewy, regardless of it dumping back down, still a nice. This is still a nice pattern to go long off of. Um, but yeah, just get dated, I guess, and look for a nice spike. Now, because the market is looking to go down, I don't think this is the one that you want to buy, but still looking decent. All right, and for the last thing of today, I would like to cover some of the airlines that we took. So we didn't take Mesa, but Mesa is pretty nice here. You can see a nice pattern here completed and looking for upside. Save also kind of cool. Um, we didn't take this one though, but you can clearly see that it got a nice spike, and then we got a nice three-wave correction near the 618. So if you think I don't use fibs or whatever, no, I do use fibs, but not always, okay? Because I use fibs when I get a nice pattern like that after a huge spike. Okay, and this is a 618 three-wave pattern buy setup. If you wanna call it, doesn't really matter, but yeah. So we're not in Mesa nor on Save, but I use this again. What do I use this for? For comp analysis. All right. So if this is a long, if Mesa is a long, then UAL and AAL are likely to be longs because they're in the uh, same sector, which is airlines. Right, JetBlue 4% today, which is huge, huge move. Now I do think this can go down, but I mean, man, if I'm bullish on so many other airlines, I better switch my forecast. Okay, okay. I'll admit when I'm wrong, by the way. Like if I'm totally wrong on something, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I was wrong. But this could just take off, to be honest. AEL, AEL, we were looking at this exhaustion pattern, and it broke to the upside. Oh yeah, and this is again for you, Manny. Maybe you're not watching the recording anymore, but well, the live webinar. But if you are, this is what this is the third thing that Anil uses trend lines for. So he basically says that as soon as you get the break here, and I'm gonna go back to the S&P, then we can expect some sideways for a confirmation of the next upside. Okay, so this is what he uses trend lines for. So this is a huge tell that as soon as we broke here, the trend line, AAL corrected near the trend line before the next pop. So So this is basically saying that it's ready, right? And this is still a very big down move, and uh, you know, you know, it's a cyclical company. So when it's near the lows, all right, we're just looking to go long. Okay, so it's a cyclical. It literally moves in a sine wave or in a cosine wave. Doesn't matter. Okay, or in a tangent wave. Nah, tangent waves are like that. but I'm not an engineer, so it doesn't matter. I learn calculus for a reason, not like Josh. Okay, UAL. So UAL, very nice trade. So if you took some 100 Cs or some 95 Cs or whatever, you closed some of them before ER, I would imagine. I did repeat to close some of the trades, some of these trades before ER. If we do get a move like that, then there's not that much juice for ER, so we have to respect that. Obviously, if you want to gamble afterwards, that's at your own risk. But yeah, that's salmon, bro. Yeah. Okay, so whatever the pattern is here, I don't care. This is looking to really take off. Love, love is a very big sideways from 2018. Nice pop, and then again the next three wave, and I'm long this. I'm for sure long this. This is looking so sexy. To be honest, this is looking insane. So yeah, UAL good, and DAL nothing to add here. This is literally looking like a para, parabola, parabola. Okay, so break the high here. Doesn't have to break the low, and then it just takes off, takes off like that. Bang. Okay. So DAL again, I'm not long this one, but it's good for the UAL and AAL and love forecast. Okay. So I'll be looking at love ER coming up soon. I think it's gonna be a very huge one. Uh, and yeah, if you took some profits off on UAL, I'm happy for you. And that's it. Now the last thing I want to cover is what I just explained on the S&P. So basically, what we would what we what we what we what we'd be looking for, okay, Manny, or I don't know how you name, like, money on the move. Basically, what we'd be looking for is basically for this, you get this thing, and then as soon as it breaks this trend line, we look for correction here to confirm that we're actually going to the downside. Okay, so that's it. That's all that I wanted to say. Okay, so that's how he uses trend lines as well. So now you see the exhaustion pattern. You clearly saw some thin buying, so we took the short here, and as soon as it's going to break this low, this trend line, we're going to get this sideways to confirm the next push to the downside. Okay, so that's it. All right, guys. Yeah, it's Peter Lynch. Yeah, thank you. Peter Lynch is the one that wrote the book, One Up on Wall Street. Yeah, thank you, EM. All right, good book, by the way. Good book. Just for that, just for that fundamental analysis part, where basically he says, oh, you just have to look around yourself to really know what you should buy. So if you have the wave setup, you don't have to look. Basically, I don't look at like book ratio. I don't look at company reports. Basically, if I see that there's more construction outside than there was last year, I'm expecting fundamentals to be bullish. That's it. That's simple as that. All right. So that's the quick rundown of the book. All right. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Sorry for dragging this for long, but I hope it was informative. And yeah, I'm currently short the markets, long GNJ, long airlines, and we're looking for more long John Deere. Um, and yeah, we're looking for more upside on these names and more downside on the market. All right. So, and if the market does go back up, then these names will rocket, uh, will really rocket, and we'll just have to short the next high. All right, short the pops right now. All right, all right. Take care, guys. Thank you for coming, and I'll be updating as soon as I see a next big leg. All right, so this is what I'm gonna start doing. As soon as I see another big leg and I feel like there's a lot to update you guys on, then I make the webinar. Otherwise, I don't. But now we have the big BTC pattern completed. We have a nice up leg on the S&P, and I felt like I needed to give you guys an update after 3 weeks. So that's it. Anyway, guys, thank you all for coming, and I hope you enjoyed. Take care. Peace.